Till the age of 40, I had no savings. But at the age of 42, I retired from my job. For 20 years, I kept moving from one rented house to another one. In 20 years, I changed almost 15 rented houses because I could not afford to buy my own house. But after my retirement, within 2-3 years, I purchased not one but two flats. That also without taking any home loan. When I started my career, I did not have money to buy a second-hand bike. But after my retirement, within 2 years, I bought not one but two luxury cars. That is, one is Mercedes and second is Audi. And that also without taking any car loan. In 2003, I entered stock market to become a full-time trader. But within 1 year, I lost all my savings and I went bankrupt. Again in year 2011, I again entered stock market to become a full-time trader. Again I failed. And only in year 2019, I could finally crack it. Being a science graduate without any knowledge on digital media, finally I could start my online entrepreneurship journey where I trained more than 20,000 students in last 5 years. And this my transformation in life encouraged me to write my first book, that is a trader's handbook, my journey, key lessons and top strategies. And through this video, I am going to share my inspiring story with all of you. I belongs to a small town in coastal Karnataka. Coming from a middle class family, I have always been a very ambitious in life. But I was not great in academics. I was an average student. But my dreams were big. After I graduated in science, I did not want to do any higher studies. Neither I wanted to sit at home. I just wanted to come out, experience the world, become independent and start earning money. I started working in a pharmacy store in my hometown as a counter boy for a salary of 500 rupees per month. While I was working there, I used to watch some dynamic looking executives, very neat dress with a tie and holding a brown color leather bag. I got very impressed and I decided I want to become like them. And that was my first dream job in life, to become a medical representative. Then after many failed interviews, finally I got my break. I got my first job as a medical representative in Mysore. It was in year 1997, and initially it was very exciting, going to new places, meeting doctor, meeting pharmacists and traveling to new places. Initially it was very exciting, but after some time it started getting monotonous. I started getting bored with my job, doing same thing, running after prescription, running after the order, monthly sales targets, and I just wanted freedom from my job. And by that time I had already completed 6 years as a medical rep and I was working in Bangalore that time. While working, I used to pass by one brokerage office in Malleshwaram, Bangalore, where I would see there are many people sitting in front of the computer screen and screaming buy, sell, hold and all this. And that is what first time I came to know that there is something called online trading. And that was the time where online trading was just starting in India. It looked to me very exciting. I thought no office, no boss, no sales target, just sit in front of computer and make money online. I thought this is the best job in the world. And I started thinking I had to quit my job and want to become a full-time trader. And same year, I opened my first Demat account with a company called Geojit. My father is a long-term investor and he gifted me 100 shares of GAIL during that time. That time GAIL was trading around 100 rupees and he transferred me around 100 shares and he told me that hold it for long term, it can go up to 200. And I said okay. And I was young and impatient. After a few days, I got restless because one day it was going 2 rupees up, next day it was coming 2 rupees down. It was happening like that for a few days. And I got restless and I sold all the GAIL shares at around 100 rupees. And within few months, that 100 rupees shares went to 200 rupees exactly as my father told me. And whenever I would watch GAIL on CNBC TV, I would curse myself for selling the stock too early. And that was my first lesson in stock market, that to make money in stock market, you need to have patience. And after a few months, with some savings in my hand, finally I quit my job to become a full-time trader. I entered stock market trading in year 2003 without any knowledge. Though I did not have any knowledge, but I was behaving like a professional trader. That means I purchased a big computer, big TV for watching CNBC and very comfortable chair, very expensive trading desk. It was a professional trading setup. But my strategy was foolish one. What was my strategy was during that time, wait till market opens, and once market opens, go to NSE website and look for the stocks which opened with a highest percentage gap up. Go and short it. Go and short it and wait for it to come down. And if it doesn't come and it goes up, short again, short again, short again, short until it comes down or until your MTM comes in green. That means once you see profit in that position, square it off. And that was my strategy. And as they call beginner's luck, initially first few days it worked for me and I became more confident. I thought I got holy grail strategy and I started asking myself why I was working in 6 years in a job where I could sit at home and make money online. And during that time, I was staying in Bangalore. I was staying in a single room. I was staying independently and I was very happy with my new profession until May 2004. It was during the Lok Sabha election time. It was some opinion poll or exit poll. I don't remember exactly what was that, but it was some events day. And as a beginner, I did not know I should not trade on events day. And unfortunately, for that same day, there was no internet home. So I went outside to a cyber cafe to trade. And market opened, and I went to NSE, and I saw that day Andhra Bank opened with a big gap up. I went and shorted that Andhra Bank. Immediately it went up. I kept shorting, and that day it did not come. It kept on rallying. I kept on shorting. And those days, brokers used to offer huge leverage, and I taken that leverage. I did not know how much quantity I am shorting, and finally after some time there was a pop-up message on my terminal saying that there is no more margins available to short. That means I did not have any funds to short and I did not know what to do because in the terminal my loss was showing almost 70,000. Those days in year 2004, 70,000 was a very big amount. It was almost like my 1 year salary as a medical rep, and I was shocked and I did not know what to do. If I square off the position, then I have to take 70,000 loss. If I keep it open, then my loss can become bigger. I did not know what to do. I just left Cyber Cafe without closing my position. I came back home, just I slept off. And I woke up in the late evening and I saw my mobile that there was some 20 missed call from my broker. And I knew that I went bankrupt, and when I opened my terminal, I saw that still there was 70,000 loss. My position was not closed. And unfortunately, that was Friday. And you know that Saturday, Sunday market closed. So I had to wait till Monday to see what will happen. And those 2 days was very painful because of full of uncertainty, not knowing what will happen on Monday. And when Monday market opened, my broker closed the position at some 70,000 loss. And that is what my biggest loss as a trader in 2004. And after that, I requested my parents to give me some money to pay the margin money to the broker. And while giving the money, they told me that stop trading and look for a job. I said okay, but trading addiction did not leave me. Again, I started trading with the borrowed money. And again, I was following the same strategy, look for a gap up stock and short it. Few days it worked until one day, there was a stock called Sesa Goa, which now called as a Vedanta. I shorted it. Within few minutes, it went into upper circuit. And I did not know what is upper circuit is. I called up my broker. He said, upper circuit means you can't square off the position. It will go to the auction. Then only you will come to know what's your loss. And next day it went into auction and I made another big loss. And that is how my first experience as a trader ended in a disaster. And I knew that everything is over. I don't have money. I don't have capital. I don't have the confidence to trade. And I had to come back to the same job which once I wanted to get freedom from. And like that, I started continuing my job, but I was not away from market because every day I would watch price, I would watch the charts. I was following the market every day after my working hours. And it went on till 2011 and I had made some good savings. Again, I decided now I have to attempt for the second time. Again, I quit my job and entered stock market. This time was slightly better because this time I did not blow up my account, but I did not make any money. It was kind of break even, right? One day profit, next day loss, like that. It went for 1 year and I saw that I'm not generating any income from the trading and only I'm eating from my savings account. And that is the day I realized that second time also I failed as a trader and I have to go back to my job. And that is how my second attempt to become trader also failed. Then in year 2016, after 5 years of my failed second attempt, I got a job opportunity to work in Dubai and I was very excited because this was my first international opportunity and also I thought I could make good savings working there and then I could come back and become a trader. But honestly, even after going there, savings did not happen. But something else happened and it was something bigger. Dubai changed my life. For the first time, I got the opportunity to attending the trading seminar, trading conference, trading workshop. Of course, I did not have money to pay the fees, but there were many free seminars, free workshops. And I made it a point that every weekend I was attending one or other seminar workshop. And while attending such workshop seminars, I could meet many traders from different countries. And I realized that trading is not a gambling. Trading is not a luck. There is a way to trade. There is a method to trade. And I realized that Now I have to take trading seriously. Otherwise, one day I have to retire in a sales job. And that is the day I decided it is now or never. And from 2016, for next 2 years, my entire life revolved around learning and only learning. No shopping, no movies, no parties, only learning. And my learning started from zero diversity. Then I started watching tons of YouTube videos, hundreds of trading books, and it became my weekend rituals. Every weekends, morning to evening, I would go to the mall, sit in a cafe, and take the use of free Wi-Fi because Wi-Fi was very expensive and I could not afford Wi-Fi at home. And I watched thousands of trading videos on YouTube. And finally, I started following only 4 trading mentors. Though I never met them personally, but I started following them and I learned lot of things from them. One is Frank Ochoa. I learned pivot points and CPR concept after reading his book Secret of Pivot Boss. Next is Oliver Velez. I learned about the candlestick patterns and moving average and I became a big fan of him. Next one is Lance Beck. Until I read his book YTC Price Action Trader, I was thinking that trading means support, resistance, breakout and indicators, but after reading this book, when you read the chart for any price action patterns, you have to understand the logic behind that price action pattern. What happened with the buyers and sellers, why it happened, and that opened my eyes. And that is the big learning for me about the price actions. And then Ashwini Gujral, and following Ashwini Gujral and reading his books, I could understand how to apply these methods in the Indian market because Ashwini Gujral also used to follow price action patterns, pivots, and CPR. And these are the 4 mentors. I'm really thankful because I learned a lot from their YouTube videos or their books. And finally, at the age of 42, one fine day, I took the life-changing decision. And I still remember that day. It was 7th November 2018. It was Diwali back in India. Diwali, festival of lights and new beginning. And I made my new beginning as well because that was the last day in my sales job. After working for 21 long years in a profession which I never enjoyed, finally I got freedom from it. And I still remember telling my Indian colleague that day that today is my last day in sales job and this is the best Diwali gift I could ever receive. And in December 2018, I returned back to India. And it was a very risky decision because quitting the job after 40 is never easy because the comfort of monthly salary is hard to live. And my profession sales was not in high demand either. And I did not have big savings. I did not have any properties. I did not have any rental income. I did not have any side income. Only thing I had was trading knowledge, my experience, and my dream. Now, fast forward to year 2025. It has been 7 years since I walked away from my 9 to 6 job. It has been 7 years. There is no sales meeting. There is no monthly target. There is no office. I don't have to deal with office politics. There is no boss, no endless commuting. I can lead my life on my own terms. I feel fortunate that finally I could retire at the age of 42, but it did not come easy. It came after years of struggle, setbacks, and lessons I learned the hard way. And when I was learning trading, I heard that there is something called trading edge. That means every traders need an edge. It can be some powerful strategy. It can be great risk management skill. It can be great trading psychology. So if you ask me what is my edge in trading, I would say my edge is trading psychology because I learned to trade without stress and without pressure. Because once I became a full-time trader, I started conducting webinar, I started launching courses, I started making YouTube videos, and income what I was generating from these sources, it helped me to trade with less stress and less pressure. So because of that, I did not have to trade and profit every day. So that is what trading is a mental game. That means if you want to become a good trader, then you should trade without stress and without pressure. That's what anybody, if they want to become a full-time trader, first thing I tell them that first you need to have good backup if you want to become a full-time trader. It can be good savings, it can be side income, it could be rental income or something. You should have some backup. Trading is very stressful profession. So you need good backup before becoming a full-time trader. And next thing, what I was lacking in 2003 and 2011, I did not have any trading system. I did not know what is price action, nothing. I was just trading on my gut feeling. That means I told you that in 2003, my only strategy was look for a gap up stocks and go and short it and wait for it to come down. It doesn't come down, keep shorting, right? Trading based on gut feeling. That was not a strategy. But now suppose Nifty Bank Nifty opens gap up. Then now I will not go and short like how I was doing in 2003. Now when I gap up, I'll do the analysis of charts. That means is there any resistance where it opened gap up, resistance from higher time frame. If there is a resistance, that means there are high number of sellers, that means price can come down, then I'll take short. But same time I see that gap up opened above the resistance, now I will not short, I will go long, because it opened above resistance mean many short sellers are trapped, many stop losses are getting triggered. That means it could lead to a trending day. So that means I have to go long. Then I look for risk reward, way to keep stop loss. That is what I do the analysis and I trade. And that is what lacking in my earlier attempt, because that time I was just gambling. Now I trade like a professional. Another thing I realize now compared to what I did not know earlier, that you don't have to win every trade. In 2003, 2011, I was like, every trade I have to make profit. I have to keep fighting with the market until my position comes into the green. That was my mentality. But now I know that there is no strategy in this world which works 100% of the time. Neither you need that kind of strategy. You need a strategy which works just 50% of the time. That's enough. If the strategy works 50% of the time, and if you follow 1:2 risk reward, that's enough. And day trader doesn't mean that every day you have to trade. Day trader doesn't mean that every day you have to make profit. You have to mainly focus on risk reward in every trade. And having said that, there is no strategy which works all the time, but there is something called high probability strategy and low probability strategy. That means high probability strategy mean which can work most of the time but not all the time. So that is what, being a trader, you have to only look for high probability strategy. And that is what I discuss in my new book, Trader's Handbook, about 20 high probability strategy which I discussed in this book. And next one, which I realized over the period of time, that trading as such, it's not difficult. Anybody can learn strategy. But most difficult part is controlling the emotion, controlling your mind. Because our mind makes trading difficult. If I have to give you an example, many people apply what they do in real life, they apply it in trading only. But you should do the opposite. That means in real life, everyone wants to be right? No one wants to be wrong. Whether you are at home, whether you are at office, whether you are driving your vehicle, every time you argue with people saying that you are right, they are wrong. Even though from inside we know that we are wrong, but we try to argue that we are right. That is the human tendency. But when they do the same thing in market, they end up blowing their account. That means they take the trade, and when trade is not going right, that means it's going in a loss instead of going in their direction. They keep fighting with the market, doing averaging into losing trade or taking revengeful trades to prove that they're right and market is wrong. And that is how many traders blow up their account. Another example I can give you about why traders lose is that because of the ego in trading. That means everyone likes to win, right? Even I like to win, you also like to win. No one likes losing. It can be in your job, it can be in the sports, or it can be in any competition. When you win something, that boosts your ego, right? So that is what makes every human being to win, because of the ego. So in trading also, what they do it, when they take the trade, it goes in their direction. If they see that they are in the profit, they immediately cut their position and book the profit, because that boosts their ego, right? They feel very happy that they won it and they made money. But same time, when trade is going against their direction, when they see that they are in the loss, do they cut their position? No, right? They hold on to their losing position. Why? Because no one like to lose, because they think that the losing position may come back and it can come into the profit, and they don't cut the position which are in losing. That means here, when you are in profit, you should let profit to run, and you should cut your losses quickly. Even though it feels very sad to cut your position which are in the loss, but you have to do it. And third thing, I can give you another example. Since childhood, in our school, our teachers told us that never give up, keep fighting, never give up, right? In our house also, our elders told us that never give up in life, keep fighting and all this. It is true, in real life it works. But in trading, if you apply same method, that if you're trading going in a loss and you think that I'll not give up, you keep adding to the losing position, and what happens? You end up blowing your capital. So that means here you have to do the opposite. When you know that your trade is not working out, you should give up too early. That means never give up doesn't work in trading. The trade doesn't work, cut off the position and look for the next trade. So these are the few examples I have discussed very detailed in my trading psychology section. So because that is what I have also experienced when I was a new trader, and I'm sure many of the traders, they experience these challenges with trading psychology. So I discussed about the how to control your emotion and many things in this book along with the strategies. And this book is my 20 years experience in the market. This book contains 17 chapters with total around 343 pages with more than hundreds of chart examples. This book is not about shortcut to riches, but this book is about high probability strategies, trading mindset that can help you to trade with clarity and confidence, and sharing my life lessons and mistakes so you don't have to repeat the same mistakes what I made. And if my journey inspired you, then I encourage you to read my book and continue learning. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to share this video with your friends. And I'll see you soon with a new video. Until then, bye and take care.